Hey everybody, do you want to chat with me and other Battle Geek Plus fans? Make sure to check out the Battle Geek Plus Discord at discord.battlegeekplus.com or click on the link in the description below. See you there. Hey guys, Ryan here, broadcasting all the way from the Popcorn Rocket here in space for awesome video game memories, and we're going to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. He's the fastest thing alive. And want to see how fast he is? Well, a couple of friends of mine are here to join me on Awesome Video Game Memories to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. Enjoy. Welcome to Awesome Video Game Memories, where we talk about awesome memories about video games. I'm Ryan.
I'm Josh. Player 3, Frank.
And the game we're talking about today is Sonic the Hedgehog for the Genesis.
Yay!
Alright, so guys, what was your first reaction to Sonic in comparison to Mario?
Wow, this guy's so fast he can run through loops.
It was visually more pleasing than the one on the Super Nintendo, not the Super Nintendo, though. The one on the Nintendo. I didn't have one at the time.
Well, I confess, my first exposure to Sonic was that commercial with, that middle-aged lady, and she's all saying, why can't he be a nice guy like Mario? Do you guys remember that commercial?
Smarty pants! Why can't it be more like that nice boy Mario? Oh! Little brat!
I kinda do, but my exposure to Sonic wasn't through media ad campaign blitz. It was more like I just saw a demo in a store.
Right.
I was just like, oh wow. So yeah, I didn't even know he was he had Toot or anything until later on.
Yeah, because back then, I was like that Nintendo fan that refused to believe Nintendo could do any wrong, and so I hated Sonic. I was like,
yeah, no, I didn't have any. I had at the end of the day, I own a Nintendo, and I say I play Nintendo, and da-da-da-da. But if I get a chance to play some Sonic, well, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
I didn't see any, I don't remember any commercials for Sonic. I just remember seeing it at one of my other cousin's house, and I played it. Oh man, that's pretty good. I like this.
Right, so what was your first reaction to playing Sonic?
To playing it? Well, there was... obviously, running through loops, that was really exciting.
Yes, that was amazing. What?
There was, I said, wow, this guy's so fast, he can run through loops. That was, in my first exposure, was through gameplay. And then the other thing that was really neat was, in collecting rings to stay alive, if you got hit and you lost all your rings, some of them would stay around, so you'd have a chance to pick a few back up so you could keep going. Unlike, if you're playing Mario or something and you become small Mario, it's not like you can grab something to hopefully become big Mario
true.
again. You got one hit, and you're done if you're small Mario.
Yeah, because Sonic was more hip back then, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I first played Sonic at this Ma and Pa game shop called Game Trek. Yes, it's called Game Trek. My dad was getting a haircut next to Game Trek, and so he just left me at Game Trek. And so they had Sonic to play, and I was like, do I really want to play this because I hate Sega so much? And I started playing it. Oh my god, Sonic is so cool! I like this now! And that's what turned me into a Sega fan.
See, you said you played it at your cousin's house?
Yeah. He had NBA, another game, and Sonic. And when I saw him play that game, Sonic, oh, that looks good. That looks really good. I want to get that. But we didn't get that until after Sonic 3.
But you had played it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I played it. Technically, the copy belongs to my brother. So he had 1, I had 2, 3, and Knuckles.
Even though I played all the Sonic games as a kid, you still have me beat because I think like the Dreamcast was done by the time I got a Genesis.
Wow,
So,
man, that's a,
it was like
wow.
a yard sale with like Sonic 2 and like Hook for like $30 or something.
That's a deal right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like, well, I actually didn't get my Genesis until 1993 when both of the Sonic cartoons were on TV, and that's when I got really obsessed with Sonic. So I asked for Sonic for Christmas that year.
You know, I didn't associate Sonic and Speed until I saw the cartoons.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I associate him with Speed simply because, like, of the, like I said, like, the running so fast you go through a loop. I'm all like, Mario can't do that, obviously, because he's fat.
Yeah.
You know.
Only can.
Or Mario. And now the overall level design. Now, we've all talked about how fast Sonic goes in comparison to Mario. Like, he can run the loops, and then there's these really fast sections where he just goes, like, through, like, these tunnels and zzz-wee, and he jumps, like, right up high in the air and shit. But then when you reach the second level, I think the Marble Zone, that's when it starts getting a little slower.
Yeah, the game really does slow down for you there. And that's probably one of those things that, like, when I was playing the little demo in the store as a kid, like I played it for a couple minutes, I probably didn't even get past Green Hill Zone completely, or I got just to the end of it and it was all mobs all like, okay, we've got to go because this is boring, you know. So yeah, but getting to play more of it later, like that's something that I did notice was Sonic's so fast. Now I'm gonna stand on slow-moving platforms and kind of jump out of the way of bats and fire and stuff. Oh, do I get to go faster? No, there's spikes here. I can't go fast here. I've got to do precision jumping.
Wow, and then at the next level, the Spring Yard Zone, you get to go fast again, but you bounce off everything.
Yeah, but that eventually became like in later games, like the casino thing.
Yeah.
The casino one's always fun. So, yeah, I don't know. Slow down in Sonic was never fun. I don't know. Frank, what about you?
Oh, the second game?
No, the second stage.
The second stage, visually boring.
Yeah, the Marble
Visually
Zone.
boring.
Yeah.
But the Labyrinth one, the water one, which is called the Labyrinth Zone,
Yeah.
whatever, hated it.
Oh yeah, I hated that too.
Molasses. Gotta look for all the air pockets. Gotta go back for the air pockets.
Actually, back then,
Paranoid.
you know, like when I was playing it, like I didn't know how to like have Sonic breathe air. Like, you know, I would always have that timer go. I was like, what do I do?
Yeah, I remember having that problem. Like, what if I hit those air bubbles?
Yeah, then that's when I discovered it.
I always knew what the air bubbles were for, but
We're all not smart like you back in the day, Josh.
Yeah,
but
it took a while.
We gotta learn the hard way.
But this is the Labyrinth Zone. That was the one where it was like the never-ending like upward.
Yeah,
and
I remember
at the
that,
end,
yeah.
Right? That's what that was. Okay.
I mean, in all honesty, I think the Labyrinth Zone is the worst level of the game.
It probably is. Yeah. Because I mean everything else is all right. Like
Yeah, it visually looks good.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Starlight Zone.
Yeah, the Starlight Zone's a lot of fun.
You know, especially with like the kind of the teeter-totter sort of.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know that, which you know made its way into other Sonic games. Like that was always really cool.
Yeah, and I actually really enjoyed the Scrap Brain Zone because, you know, I saw the Sonic cartoon before I actually got there, so I was like, hey, I think this is like, you know, Dr. Robotnik's actual base from
Which
the cartoon. Sonic Sat AM.
Okay.
Yeah, like not Adventures.
Good answer.
Yeah, the good cartoon, yeah.
I've seen both.
Yeah, I've seen both.
I know, I've seen both too, but which one's better?
Obviously Sat AM.
Okay.
Sonic
Okay.
X. So.
Get the shovel, Ryan.
Yeah.
So, no, but you're talking about level design. Visually, the Marble Zone, Joe, our buddy on Twitter, he actually pointed out not too long ago, and you'll have to ask him for it. Maybe use a visual for it for the episode. He actually found Mario's face in the design.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, he was all like,
It was
did anybody see this Mario face here, or is it just me? And like I'm looking at the overall big design. I'm like, this is really a stretch, dude. He goes, no, right here, this little thing. And I'm all like, oh shit, that is Mario.
Yeah, I think I saw that. I was like, wow, like over 20 years later, he
it's just like
discovered
right
this.
along the top there, like when you're up on the top, like with the grass and all that, the little things that stick up, like along the top, the border looks like eyes and a mustache, eyes and a mustache,
Yeah.
eyes and a mustache. So yeah, it's like Mario made his way into the first Sonic game.
Oh, how about that? Yep. Yeah, so the boss fights with, Dr. Robotnik. Well, back then we called him Robotnik and not Eggman. What do you guys think
He
of
will
the...
always be Robotnik.
Yeah,
Never Eggman.
Yeah, I will always call him Robotnik too, because that's what I was raised on.
I'm a traitor.
Sounds more.
So is Eggman to you?
I mean, he's either one to me. I really don't care. Like,
Robotnik sounds more like a bad guy named Eggman.
Yeah.
Eggman's like that annoying neighbor that won't go away and wants to be your friend all the time.
Hey,
you guys want Muppets? Fuck off, Eggman! Fuck off.
I don't know.
work.
He's kind of egg-shaped, and he's a man.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it does make sense though, Eggman.
that if they would have called him Eggman in the U.S., there would have been a lot of Humpty Dumpty jokes that would have been.
Yeah. Well, like they started calling him Eggman after 2004 or something.
Yeah, I think with the Sonic Adventure series and all that stuff, they kind of were all like Dr. Robotnik, also known as Eggman, so.
Yeah.
If that was his nickname given to him by Sonic and Tails and Knuckles, be like a downplayed nickname, like a make fun of nickname.
Yeah, well,
then that would be okay.
That's kind of what they did in Sonic Adventure. Was they're all like, he's Dr. Robotnik, but Sonic and all of his furry little friends are all like, hey, Eggman.
That's pretty clever. Yeah, like you mentioned before, I think Dr. Robotnik in this game, he isn't super hard, but that really annoying fight with him in the Labyrinth Zone is probably my least favorite fight with him in the game.
And that's just because it's a vertical fight.
Yeah.
It's not even what he's doing is difficult.
I do like the fight in the Starlight Zone where you have to use the seesaws to bounce up into him, or you can just bounce the bombs right into him.
Yeah, I think I always use the
I remember
bombs rather than jumping into him. I think it took longer, but it was just a safer option.
Well, the Labyrinth boss, when you fight Dr. Robotnik in the Labyrinth, it gives you a sense of panic and nervousness.
Oh yeah, because of the music.
Because that's
too.
Shit, and I'm going slow because I'm in water, so now I not only have to worry about the spikes and the fireballs, but I got to worry about time running down.
Oh yeah.
For me to die. And
Yeah.
the first time you go through it, you're like, shit, I gotta catch up to him. Shit, I gotta catch up to him. To which, no, not really.
Yeah, I've seen people totally glitch that out before, because it's not it's a looping area. So if you try and get past Robotnik, it does some weird stuff. I wish I could bring it up on YouTube right now, but
Right.
yeah.
So the bonus stages, I have to confess, I don't like the bonus stages in the first Sonic. I do like the one in Sonic 2 and I like the one in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but I really sucked at the bonus stages in the first game. How about you guys?
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to. It does get annoying.
Yeah.
They're challenging and just in their own right, I thought they were fun, but having played Sonic 2 and Sonic 3, especially Sonic 2's bonus stage, and Sonic 3 is also, the first one, just by comparison, it is not really worth it at all. It's not very fun. It was neat when that was the only one, but once you got to the point where you're going and getting orbs around globes and stuff like that, it really just kind of you don't really want to go back and do it again.
Yeah, because I beat Sonic 2 before I beat Sonic 1, so going back to the Sonic 1 bonus stages where it's so easy to just, get knocked back into one of those balls that sends you out.
Yeah.
The exit.
Yeah, the exit balls.
Did you play Sonic 4 Chapter 1 special stages?
I have played Sonic 4 though.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god, no I don't.
There's no room for error on some of those special stages, I swear to God.
Yeah, I confess I've only beaten Sonic 1 with all the Chaos Emeralds probably once in my life.
I don't think...
Sad little man.
Yep.
I never really, with the classic Sonic games, most times, I never really went out of the way to get the Chaos Emeralds. I just was just kind of I'm just going to play. And if I happen to come across a place to go into a special stage or did the right thing to get into a special stage, then cool, I'll do it. But I never was all I'm going to get the special stage.
Oh yeah, the entrance to get into the special stage at into the level.
giant ring.
Yeah, I hated that because you got to be so precise.
Oh yeah,
And
there's
if you
also
miss it,
yeah.
it's done.
Yeah, there's also times before I would get to the end of the level, I get hit by an enemy, I lose all my rings. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
I have to get 50 rings again. And so I ended up going back.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the Chaos Emeralds, it like changed up the ending ever so slightly,
Yeah.
but like it didn't really do anything in the gameplay like collecting the Chaos Emeralds did in, you know, any of in like the next two games or a lot of the other games that even going up to today, you know, like there really wasn't much of a reason to get the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you guys think of the music?
Oh, the music was awesome. I love the Green Hill Zone.
Classic.
Classic.
Very classic.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of classic tunes in it. They're all really good. The stuff that came out in later games, it just got better, but it was a good basis, you know, but I don't really find myself like humming the tunes or anything aside from maybe like Green Hill Zone or like the title theme or something like that. Like the ones that like everybody knows. Like,
yeah, I like the Green Hill Zone. I also like the Scrap Brain Zone because it's all dark and scary. You know?
I can't remember it.
Well, it sounds very, very like it belongs in Sonic Sat AM.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so have you guys ever did the stage select or the debug mode?
not in
know
Sonic
about that.
1. I think I might have done stage select, but not debug mode.
Right.
I did that more. I did that more in Sonic 2
Right.
than I did in Sonic 1.
Yeah.
2 being my favorite.
Yeah, because I know in Sonic 1, I always did the stage select if I just wanted to beat the game quickly. You know, sometimes I would use debug mode if I just wanted to get the Chaos Emeralds easier, but I barely ever use debug mode in Sonic 1.
With the debug mode, like I didn't use it to like spawn items to be able to get the Chaos Emeralds easier and stuff like that. Like I'd just be like, I don't feel like doing this part. I'd turn myself into a box and then just like scroll all the way through
Yeah, that's what I
past
would
that
do.
part and then turn back into Sonic again and then keep going.
Yeah, like I would turn myself into 50 rings and then get those rings and then go to the bonus stage and then just float through the bonus stage and get the Chaos Emerald.
Yeah, I didn't know about debug mode or stage select mode.
Well, it's, you know, up, down, left, right, hold A, start.
Yeah,
And if you want debug
this
mode...
is like pre-internet stuff, and
Yeah, well, like my friend taught me how to do these.
well, lucky you.
Having friends.
Yeah, because debug mode was
shit.
up A, down A, left A, right A.
I didn't know about the canonical
Or C,
until I hit high school.
But did you ever, like, as an adult, like, mess around with debug or stage select? You're just like, no, I just got good.
Well, when you're just as good as I am, you don't need debug mode.
Right, so after all these years, like, do you guys still think Sonic 1 holds up today in comparison to all the other Sonic games?
It's better than any of the 3D ones.
Oh!
Do you feel that, Sega? Right in the heart, the pride, the giblets. You suck.
The lack of spin dash
Yeah, the lack of spin.
is a pretty big deal to me.
I played 2, and I went back to 1.
Well, I think in the Sonic 1 port on the Game Boy Advance they added the spin dash, but I haven't
I
really
think
played
they
it.
did add it in like more than one port even, but like I remember those ports not being all that great.
Yeah.
So
true.
like I didn't really ever like really get into it. I'm sure there's a ROM hack out there. Like there's a ROM hack that I played. It was Sonic 1, but you're Super Sonic. Like the whole time.
Oh.
Doesn't matter how many rings you have. So I'm just kind of going through the entirety of Sonic 1. So yeah.
I think that's from Sonic 2.
Sonic 1 doesn't have Super, remember?
Yeah, that's true. But the music you were just humming was from
Yeah,
Sonic 2.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where
I'm
I was
bringing
going
it back.
Yeah, that one. Like, just imagine playing all of Sonic 1, it's just that music the whole time.
That's awesome. Yeah, so Sonic 1, I do think it does kind of hold up, although I think Sonic 2 and 3 definitely improve on the formula, although I still definitely say Sonic 1 is a lot better than, you know, Sonic Boom or Sonic 2006.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
The definitely like I would go with that. But like back in college, you know, like my friends and I, we grabbed a Genesis for really cheap at like a pawn shop or whatever.
Yeah.
And when it came down to like choices for games, like we went with Sonic 2. Like we were just kind of like, you know, this one isn't like gonna take up our whole day because it's like 2 cartridges worth of games. But that one doesn't have the spin dash. or Tails. We'll go with this one.
All right.
You know? So I mean, it's still fun to play. It's not like it's like aged horribly or anything, but just with having its sequels, its direct sequels out there, like it's just kind of like there are better Sonic games.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, if you can get past the Marble Zone and the Labyrinth Zone, it's a good game.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Sonic 1, it's hard to say where you can't get this game. I think you can get it on everything, including your phone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Like you can get it pretty much anywhere, and anywhere that like you probably get it on your cable box if you try hard enough.
Yeah.
So like whatever. Like the only place you can't get it yet, as of this recording, is the Switch.
Oh yeah.
So I don't have a virtual console yet, but you know, eventually that's gonna get remedied.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be on the Switch.
Maybe it's on the PC.
Oh yeah, it is on the
Don't have
PC.
to worry about that ever. Ever.
Yep.
Ever.
Welcome to Awesome Video Game Memories, where we talk about awesome memories about video games. I'm Ryan.
I'm Josh.
Frank.
And the game we're talking about today is Sonic the Hedgehog 2! So what were your first reactions when Sonic was going to have a sequel?
Sonic 2 was the first game I actually owned and played, so I had no idea there was one. Even
Really?
When I wasn't smart as a kid. I saw 2 and just like, that's weird.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past you to like think that, not because of you, but because of Street Fighter 2. Like who would have heard of Street Fighter before Street Fighter 2? Like nobody asked about Street Fighter 1. It was just like, oh hey, let's go play some Street Fighter 2, so I could get it, you know.
Well, at the time Sonic 2 came out, I didn't exactly own a Genesis, so I just read it in GamePro magazine. Like, did you guys read any magazines about Sonic 2?
No, the Nintendo magazine, like the Nintendo Power magazine, was the one that like I specifically read, and like other ones I might have picked them up sometimes, but usually I just heard about stuff via word of mouth.
Right. Okay. Cool.
The only thing I read the shit out of that was Sonic 2 related was the manual.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the manual.
That was-
what I remember.
Sonic 2 made me like, it like, got a switch off of my artistic.
Yeah, it actually gave Tails his full name, Miles.
Miles,
Tails
yeah, I
Prower.
didn't know that until later on.
Well, they also say it at the beginning of the game too, but
I didn't read manuals. I looked at the bad guy list, and then I would like draw the bad guys and like make my own bad guys.
so
That kind of shit.
So what were some of your made-up Sonic bad guys?
Oh, I can't remember. It's been so long.
So no evil egg.
No.
There were probably like other kinds of like bugs and stuff like that, because that's the
Yeah.
kind of stuff you normally see as like Sonic enemies. So, but yeah, hearing about Sonic 2 first time, like I just remember hearing it from a friend, like, oh hey, there's gonna be Sonic 2, there's gonna be this, there's gonna be that, and we just kind of talked about it. Like it wasn't really like something where it was just kind of like, you know, a big deal. It was just like, oh hey, this is happening. Oh neat, you know.
All right, cool. So yeah, like Sonic 2 was the game that made me want to get a Genesis back in 1993, because in 1993, you know, both of the Sonic cartoons were on, and I watch them and I'm like, you know what, I finally want to get a Genesis. And at Price Club, which Costco was actually called back then, I actually got to play Sonic 2 there, and I got pretty obsessed, and I wanted a Genesis that year.
Ryan, you're not supposed to talk about Price Club.
Yeah, that's true. I broke the first rule of
And the
Price
second
Club.
rule.
I guess that's why they called
Do
it.
not talk about Price Club.
I guess that's why they call it Costco now. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, like what was your first experience playing Sonic 2? Like, did you play it on the actual system or on one of the emulated compilations like years later?
I mean, I played it on an actual Genesis, but it was probably on a demo somewhere in a store, or it was at a friend's house. Like, cause I was a teenager by the time I had actually gotten the
Right.
Sega Genesis, and like before that point, I had like emulated it on PC, but before that, it was always just like if I was somewhere that happened to have a Genesis, then like, you know, that was something that was kind of like a must-do sort of thing. And it was probably just like with Sonic 1, it was probably that way with Sonic 2 as well.
Okay, how about you, Frank?
Do you remember the first time you ever walked?
Yes.
No, you don't.
Of course.
No one remembers the first time walking. That's basically for me for Sonic 2. I played the shit out of it, and I don't remember.
You just don't remember not ever playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
the same thing with like Super Mario Brothers or Legend of Zelda or something. Like I don't remember not having those games and not playing them. Like they were just
Exactly, yeah.
always there. So
To be a child once again.
Yeah. Yeah, so what were your thoughts on Tails? Sonic's new apprentice. Like, was he the Luigi to Mario, or?
Well, he couldn't die, so.
Yeah, he was invincible. Take that, Luigi.
Yeah.
my friends and I thought that Tails was a girl.
Really?
There's no particular reason why to think that. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, got Tails, and she blah 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 blah, and like that didn't really, like it was different. Like it was just kind of like, huh, that's different, but like it wasn't really like that big of a deal. It wasn't all like, what, Tails is a girl? I don't want to play as Tails. Like it came down to just kind of like, oh, Tails can fly. That's pretty rad. But for some reason, we thought Tails was a girl for like a really long time.
Yeah, that's the first I've ever heard of people saying Tails was a girl.
So, I mean, outside of like, some sort of like doujin manga or something.
Yeah, so what did you think of the bigger and improved level design of Sonic 2? Like, I personally thought the level design of Sonic 2 was way better than 1 because in pretty much every zone you can go fast. Like, it's not like in Sonic 1 where you had, the Green Hill zone where you go fast, but then you have the slow as fuck marble zone. Like, pretty much every zone in Sonic 2, you can go fast to an extent. I mean, there's some stages like, the Metropolis zone where you have to do a bit of platforming. It's kind of funny when I would play the game at Costco, like kids in like the chemical plant zone, like there's this part where there's these rotating blocks like in the water.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, which was really hard to pass. Like kids would not be able to beat that for some reason. But when I got the game on Christmas in '93, I beat that shit.
Yeah, that was a milestone for me.
Yeah.
That was one of those parts, like that was definitely difficult for me as a kid, but like now, like I think it had more to do with like the music.
Yeah.
Like when it's all like, oh, you're gonna drown soon, like that would make me freak out.
Oh yeah.
But like now, like as an adult, like when I went back and played it, like in college and all that, it was just kind of like, okay, I was able to chill out by that point, and I was able to get through it. And I had gotten through it a couple times as a kid, but not owning the game, like it really wasn't as big of a deal. But yeah, the overall level design for Sonic 2 was a huge improvement. Like Sonic 2 for me, out of like the original trilogy of Sonic games, is my favorite because like Sonic 1 is a little too limited and small, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles is not one of those games that I can just sit down and like get through it in like 40 minutes or so and then just go on with the rest of my day. Like Sonic 3 and Knuckles feels like this is what I'm doing today because I don't like speedrun it or anything. Where like Sonic 2's all like, I'm gonna play some Sonic 2 before I go and do something else. And they did really well with the concept of, well, you can go through here, here, or here, and we're not going to make them, obvious routes, but, depending on how you want to do your thing, like, if you want to do more platforming, take this route, if you want to do more speed stuff, do this route, and that really, one of the best parts, I'm like a speed player, not a speed runner, but I just like moving fast in general. And just for fun. And so like, the chemical plant.
Yeah, that's my favorite zone in the game.
That first little like go down and loop.
Yeah, those crazy
so fast
loops.
you almost go off the screen.
Yeah, that's like
that blew my little boy mind.
Yep,
like that
mine too.
like, parts like that being well placed throughout the game, like pretty much made it one of those things where, it made it forgivable later on when I'm trying to get inside like the airship and it's like tons of little platforming and stuff like that. It's hard to do,
Oh yeah, like also I remember the Aquatic Ruin Zone, which is the third level. Like I thought that was going to be like really boring, like the Labyrinth Zone from the previous game. But yeah, if you stay above ground, you get to go fast. But if you go at the bottom with all the water, then it becomes a water level.
Yeah,
but it's not as terrible as the Labyrinth Zone from the first game.
Yeah.
No, nothing is as bad as the Labyrinth Zone in the first game.
Yeah.
So at least amongst like the original Sonic games, anyway.
Oh yeah.
I liked how they went from having 3 acts in a stage to having just 2.
Yeah, I thought that helped the pacing a lot.
Yeah,
Oh my
that is
God.
a good point.
Yeah, also,
It threw me off a little bit, but
oh yeah, like I also love the Casino Night Zone.
That's kind of like a universal favorite.
Yeah, but that's
I don't know
everybody's
anybody who
favorite.
doesn't like
I
that.
think like ever since they had Casino Night, it's been like you had to have that on every single.
Oh
The
yeah.
casino level is like a requirement, like in
Mhm.
Sonic games.
Yeah, like the Hilltop Zone with all the lava. That actually was pretty fun. Actually, what I like about that zone is like you get to like drill into the
I
ground.
hate the Hilltop Zone. It looks so. It reminds me of the Marble Zone.
Oh well,
It looks.
well
that's how it
there's
looks.
a lot of fire in it.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, a ton of fire.
I hate it so much.
I used to get hit by like the random arrows a lot, but
Oh,
now it's just kind of like it's just another thing to get through.
Wait, are you talking about the Aquatic Zone or Hilltop Zone? I know.
I'm talking about the one where like the random arrows would get shot out at you, and the boss was like the 2 pillars.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's
the
aquatic.
zone.
Oh, okay.
That's the Aquatic Zone.
My bad. Hilltop Zone.
Hilltop Zone is robotics in the lava, and you have to hit it when it's
Oh,
in
that
the
one.
lava.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, usually I always played with the second person, and I just be like, I'm gonna stand over here, Tails, get him. You know, so
Yeah.
like that didn't really bother me at all.
And yeah, so what do you think of the bonus stages? Like, I personally thought the bonus stages in this game were a million times easier than Sonic 1.
True.
Yeah, very much. It was so easy to get the Chaos Emeralds in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy, but like I never really went out of my way to do it anyway. Like I was just kind of like, whatever. If I get them, like that's cool. If not, whatever. And if I really, really wanted to be like Super Sonic that day, I knew the cheat.
Yeah, like
So-
what was cool about this game is like even if you don't have any of the Chaos Emeralds, you can beat the game and you'll still get a good ending. Like not a like none of those. Hey, try again, and Robotnik's like juggling the Chaos Emeralds. It's a good ending no matter how you beat it.
It's good, not great, but good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's not really that much of a difference between the 2 endings. But yeah, but the bonus stages themselves were pretty cool. Like, and they were also like the half pipe.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
so that whole concept of just I don't know, that just seemed like very 90s skater attitude. You know,
And it was a million times more forgiving than Sonic 1's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And then it was just more fun in general. And plus also like the perspective changing to be more like 3D.
Yeah.
Like that was like amazing technological awesomeness at the time.
You know, it took me about, I think, 2 years to get all 7 Chaos Emeralds.
Oh, really?
If I would have known what they were for, because I was a kid back then and I was stupid, even though I saw the Super Sonic at the back of the game
Yeah.
case, I saw the yellow Sonic and was like, that's weird. And I never thought about it again.
Well, yeah, well,
It was only by accident when I was using Knuckles in Sonic 2. I
Oh,
accidentally
really?
got all 7, and then I jumped, I had 50 rings, and I went,
oh shit.
I dropped the controller because I didn't know what was going on.
You went too fast.
I know. Matt! That's my brother. Matt! Get over here!
Yeah, like
What? Didn't say anything. Just what? What happened? What'd you do? I don't know!
yeah, because I played this before Dragon Ball Z, so I didn't even know like what this was referencing to. I'm like, hey, Sonic turns gold because of the power of the emeralds. It's totally not a Super Saiyan reference.
Right, totally. Yeah, no, the Supersonic in general, like that was I was introduced to Supersonic way before I was introduced to Dragon Ball, like by a few years. And so that was I never really made that connection until later. But Supersonic was amazingly fun to play as.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like the fact that he would go fast enough that he just kind of starts gliding off the ground.
I thought it was cool.
And like when he would stand on ledges, like instead of doing like the whoa sort of thing, like instead like he would just like lean forward and cross his arms and be all like, gravity is stupid because I'm a teenager, and
I
it's
thought you were going to make a Batman reference on that one.
maybe, but I mean I could, but he's a little too bright for Batman.
Justice.
But yeah, like he's just like standing out there like, what? Gravity, you're stupid. Like that's just, and I thought that was like really cool. And so, there are a lot of times where I will, just because I feel like playing as Supersonic, I will like pop in Sonic 2 and I'll do the cheat code from like the music menu and all that stuff. For that, and I'll set up debug mode, and then just straight from the beginning, it's just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna give myself a ton of rings and supersonic time. So.
Yeah, well, the problem I did have with Supersonic is one time I was Supersonic in the Mystic Cave Zone, and I actually I fell down this pit I couldn't get out of, and I was Supersonic.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
You know what I mean, right?
No, I don't.
At the very, I think it was Act 2. I think it's Act 2.
Yeah, Act 2 in the
Mystic Cave.
Mystic Cave.
Just before the ending, you have to hit a lever and this bridge will come down. Well, if you pass it, you'll fall. And it's not like a boom, I'm dead. It's a fall and there's spikes. It's just super, you're just standing there just waiting to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you're Knuckles, you think you'd be like...
Yeah.
Well, maybe I didn't remember that because, like I said, I would also have debug mode on, so I could just turn myself into a little box and just move myself up. And
you wrapped yourself.
Yeah, so
warp yourself.
I'm just kind of like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and just go to here, like, because I would do the same thing, which is like, you know what? I don't feel like playing this part of the game. I'm just gonna turn into a box and reappear right here. So.
And also one problem I had with Supersonic also was in the oil ocean zone. If you try to go too fast, you'll just fall in the oil, just like that. Yeah, because it doesn't
get out of it, but
yeah, it doesn't have like a lot of like really fast opportunities. It's a lot of platforming on the oil ocean.
I remember seeing a video of someone skipping a good portion of one of the oil ocean stages by actually just going down into the oil.
Oh yeah, you can. You have to like keep jumping, but not go down far enough till you'll die.
Oh yeah, I think I
actually
that.
Get
And like you'll go far enough that like you'll trigger the end of the stage anyway.
Really?
Yeah, like even without running through the sign, like you're along the same like this. Like you're along the same thing, so like even though the sign's up here and you're down here, you're like and then you'll hear and you'll get through it anyway. It was I don't know if it's actually any faster or more fun. It's just kind of like one of those like here's a thing you can do sort of things.
Yeah, so like what do you guys like actually think of the Robotnik boss battles in this game? I think they were pretty much the same like the same difficulty as Sonic 1's.
Yeah. I'd be inclined to agree about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're none of them really like stuck out to me as like being like amazingly difficult or super fun or not fun or anything like that. It was just kind of like, oh, here's this fat guy again. Yeah,
like I remember on the Death Egg stage when you had to fight Metal Sonic, like that was kind of hard at first, but once you get the pattern down, it's not too bad.
You know, fans sometimes refer to that one as Silver Sonic.
Silver Sonic?
Silver Mecha Sonic.
Oh, and there's a term for him now?
Mm-hmm. That Sonic, I remember when I came across him the first time, I was a little older, and like I couldn't figure out how to beat him initially, because like it was just kind of like, jump on him. Oh wait, that's pointy. Run at him, like spin dash at him. Oh wait, that hurts you too for some reason. You know, and like, so I was just kind of like, how the hell, debug mode.
Just debug mode him.
Yeah, I didn't figure out how to beat him until I was actually playing as Knuckles and I accidentally spin dashed into him. So for 2 years, we would get to that level and then we didn't know what to do. So we just had to like play until we died or just quit. Like that's... So 2 years of having a game and not being able to beat it. It's like
that's like the second to last boss and you just immediately go to the last boss after that. That one's like harder than the actual like, you know, like...
Yeah.
Mecha, Eggman, Robotnik, robot.
Yeah, I actually remember once you beat Metal Sonic, like you're actually chasing after Robotnik, but he's faster than you.
That is bullshit.
It's bullshit. And then he hops into his like big giant.
You see how long his legs are. He's just got this amazing stride, is what it is.
Yeah. Even if you're using the bug mode, you still can't catch him.
He had an adrenaline rush.
Yes.
Yeah, like
where will you be when the acid kicks in?
Or no, he was like running Naruto style with his hands in the back.
Oh yeah,
he
was. Well, he wasn't crouched down. He wasn't crouched down. He was too fat to crouch down. I'm pretty sure if he would like try to touch his toes, he would roll forward and wouldn't stop.
I just remember his like circle body and just like his extremely long legs.
Ryan, have you ever beaten Mecha Robotnik from behind him?
Yes, I have. It's tough, but it's possible.
I was like, I'm survived. Oh, good times.
Yeah, good times.
That shit.
Yeah, so what'd you guys actually think about the ending? Like, you know, it actually starts off kind of sad, thinking, oh no, Sonic died in the explosion. Then Tails like flies the plane to rescue him.
I thought that was a pretty good ending.
Yeah, I thought it was a
I
good.
didn't really imagine there being any sort of chance that Sonic did not make it
Oh, yeah,
through it or
obviously.
whatever. Like when I saw him like falling or flying, depending on which Sonic you were, that was really just kind of. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, of course. Like Tails coming in. It's like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, but
Like,
I just like how they like play that kind of like inspirational but kind of sad music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when they actually show the black and white cutscenes with Tails, just rushing to get into the plane to rescue Sonic.
Oh yeah.
It gives you the feels, man.
I forgot about that. Like I feel like because I played Sonic 2 the most when I was in college. Me and some friends had gone to a pawn shop and bought a Genesis and Sonic 2 and hooked it up to a TV, and we just played Sonic 2 like every day. We just passed.
Is that the only game you bought?
I think we got a couple other games too, but Sonic 2 was
Yeah,
like
Sonic.
just the main one that we played. Like out of the ones that we had there, like that was the only one that was like really good, and we played it a bunch. And so like we would just pass it back and forth and just play the parts that we were good at. And
So did you just go debug mode, beat the game?
no. no. This one, there was actually parts that I was actually pretty good at by that point. Not like get supersonic good, but just like whatever. And there was like parts that like other people were good at, and I just hand out the controller. And usually someone was also always playing as Tails, so the bosses were super easy. But yeah, so I feel like because I've played through it so many times that way, like I've forgotten more about Sonic 2 than what I thought I even knew about it in the first place. Like,
Right.
it's just kind of bringing it all back when you're all like, oh, well, the black and white cutscenes,
Hey, when you were fighting the two-pillar Robotnik boss,
Yeah.
did you stay in the middle or did you go on top of the pillars?
What I would try to do, and I couldn't pull it off every time, was be on the pillar and then spin dash off and hit him.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Then it'll bounce
I've
you
tried
back
that,
to the
yeah.
pillar. Sometimes I would get it to work, sometimes I couldn't. But if like it was the way I normally played it with another person and there was Sonic and Tails, then like it was just kind of like, okay, well, Sonic, whoever's playing as Sonic will just be over here, and whoever's playing as Tails will just do all the work.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because especially once we really started to get the game down, because then it got to the point where whoever was playing as Sonic was just going so fast that Tails couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
like
that happens.
whoever's playing as Tails, like you're just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna set the controller down until you get to the end of Act 2.
That's basically how it works.
Yeah, because it was not so Tails was invincible.
Yeah. He's immortal.
Immortal Tails. Although it kind of sucks is if you get all the Chaos Emeralds as Tails, he just...
Oh, yeah, just...
Yeah, he just turns invincible. He doesn't turn into Super Tails.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Disappointment.
Disappointment.
That's what that was.
They fixed that in 3, right?
No.
3 and Knuckles.
3 and
Oh, 3 and Knuckles, yeah. They fixed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what's cool about this game, you can beat this game with Sonic and Tails, Sonic alone or Tails alone. Like, the ending is just
I've
a
done
little...
all 3. They're the same.
Yeah, the ending's not too different. Either
The
way.
ending was different?
A little bit. It just shows, like the character who beats the game, like does that
Yeah.
jump on the plane.
Yeah. About it.
Yeah, no, I normally was just Sonic and Tails like together. Unless I was playing by myself, then I would like take Tails out because sometimes AI Tails would do dumb shit. Like trail behind ever so slightly while like trying to get Chaos Emeralds and like run into like something,
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
and it would count against me, and I'm just like, get the hell out of here.
Sonic 2 was actually the first game I've actually beaten.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember the first time I beat it too. It
Yeah.
said presented by Sega, but because of my stupid kid mind, I thought it said president by Sega, so I thought
President
I was president of Sega for a day. No. Let me finish, mofo. Let me finish. All right.
President Sega.
I remember Sega was doing some kind of stupid promotion. I can't remember what it was, but the reward for it was to be president of Sega for a day. So, when I beat that game, that's where my mind went to, and then I thought I was president for Sega for a day, and I got scared because I didn't want that responsibility.
I guess that's the reason why Sega failed in the first place.
Shut up.
That's worse than the time you forgot what chili was called.
Yeah.
And Sonic eats chili dogs.
No, you weren't there when this happened. This is another story for another time.
Oh, anyway, so
Yeah. So, did you guys ever? Well, like Josh had mentioned, he would play 2-player with his friend, which I would do with my cousin. Like, he would be Tails, and he would just, attack Robotnik for me. But did you guys actually ever play the actual 2-player game?
you mean
No,
Yeah,
not really.
the actual race one.
No, not really. I mean, I've done that like by myself. I've turned it on to see what it looks like.
Right, yeah.
But like, I think I've maybe raced someone like once or twice ever.
Yeah.
Like it was just not really
It
that
looked
big of a
crappy.
deal.
Yeah, like
I
me
didn't
and
understand it.
yeah, like me and my cousin played it. We just liked playing the normal game 2-player. Just
That was
like
definitely so much better.
Yeah,
yeah.
better. Oh yeah, so like you mentioned before the stage select, like it's kind of funny. I had this funny story like at Costco back when it was called Price Club. Like I was trying to. Oh yeah, I forgot. I broke the first 2 rules of Price Club. But anyways, I was playing the game like in '93, and then I was trying to show off the stage select trick, even though I didn't have a Genesis, so I was kind of putting the numbers in wrong, and then this dumbass kid behind me was like, "Pick something," and now the kid's probably is like in his 30s, and I can imagine him like telling his wife and kid when they're going shopping, "Pick something," and so and then I bet you his wife and kid are like, "Dad, how come you're like that?" "Well, because I remember back at Price Club, that's what Costco was called back then, son. Like this stupid nerdy kid was playing Sonic 2. He was trying to choose these numbers, which was actually the stage select, and he just wouldn't pick anything. He was doing it completely wrong."
I just imagine like them actually being in a Costco and like some like he's just like there with his family and like one of his family members is like looking at 2 different jars of peanut butter and he pick something.
Yeah, he's probably doing that right now.
No, his first job was behind a register at McDonald's. See, what do you want? Just pick something.
Welcome to McDonald's. Pick something.
It's probably his first job. He's probably still working there today.
Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe he's managed to like move his way upwards.
The manager.
Yeah, like if he's like a corporate boss, he's like, "Okay, guys, like we need to do this for the corporate budget. Pick something."
Right.
Yeah. So anyways, final thoughts on Sonic 2. In my personal opinion, I think Sonic 2 is the best Sonic game out of all of them.
I think it is out of the classic Sonic games.
Yeah.
It is the best one and probably my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's also like Sonic CD. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that's
but,
a pretty cool one.
Sonic 2 was definitely the one that I played the most.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, because Sonic 2 is the one I got first. I beat it first, and I think it just has the best levels. The best music. Equal with Sonic 1. But I do like Sonic 2's tunes a bit better, and yeah, I think the gameplay is a lot better. Tails is a great addition, and I think Sonic 2 is just a solid game overall.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I agree.
Yeah. So anyways, you can get Sonic 2. I mean, actually, where can't you get Sonic 2?
Yeah.
I mean, you can just play it on your phone, basically.
Yeah, you can get Sonic 2 anywhere.
Yeah.
So like right now, just pick up your Game Boy. There's probably Sonic 2 for that.
Yeah. Welcome to Awesome Video Game Memories, where we talk about awesome memories about video games. I'm Ryan.
I'm Josh.
Player 3, Frank.
And the game we're talking about today is Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
And Knuckles.
So what was your first exposure to Sonic the Hedgehog 3?
I got Sonic 3 after I asked my mom specifically to get it for my birthday.
So, did you get it when it came out in 1994 or later?
No. I got Sonic and Knuckles first.
Oh, okay. So
Then I got
later.
Sonic 3 a year
sweet.
later.
So you got to play it with the lock-on technology. Oh,
It was
sweet.
pretty sweet.
How about you, Josh?
Same way that I ran into Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, hearing about it, playing it in a store somewhere, that sort of thing. So it was big news. So I heard about it relatively quickly because it was 2 cartridges that lock on together. How would you ever get that to work? That's crazy. And you put this one and this one together and they become one game and things are different. That's insane.
Transformers.
So that's
Sonic in disguise.
So that was Sonic in the Skies.
In disguise.
But yeah, so it was big news, and so I had to play it. But like, not even having a Sega, like, still somehow managed to play it.
Right, like my first exposure to this game is I saw it in GamePro magazine. It looked amazing, but this was the original version, like in early 1994, like before the lock-on technology came out. So I played it at KB Toy Stores. Like, you guys even know what KB Toy Stores was?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, okay. Frank doesn't know. But yeah, I played at KB Toy Stores. It felt different than Sonic 2, but then I rented the game over the summer. I finished the game and I thought that was the whole game. Until the lock-on technology came out a couple months later. Oh, so what were your thoughts on Knuckles, the new character?
He was my favorite.
Yeah, Knuckles was pretty awesome. It was like the Itchy and Scratching Poochie show, but Poochie was awesome.
He was the Piccolo.
It was Piccolo.
He was Piccolo.
He was pretty rad. Like, the idea, like, he could climb stuff, and he was like this punchy guy, and he was actually like a rival for Sonic, not just like some kid.
I didn't know that Knuckles could climb until like a week after I had the game.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I get to that first part in level 1 and I was like, I don't know what to do here. So I kept jumping and I accidentally like climbed. I'm like, oh, what? No way! Oh, it blew my little kid mind. Matt! Come in here!
Yeah, I remember like playing the original version, and I was like, man, it would be so cool if we could play as Knuckles. It would be so cool.
Then you got him. I remember I did sort of own a portion of the game on PC at one point. There was a demo for Sonic 3 and Knuckles, like a legit PC version, and it went all the way through like the first stage, and you could play as Sonic, Sonic and Tails, or as Knuckles. And it went all the way through like the first set of Sonic 3 stages.
Right.
So like through like after the part where like the bombs fall down and you go through and then you fight a boss there, and like that's where it cut off. Like I had that.
All right, cool. Yeah, so what did you guys think of the stage design in comparison to Sonic 1 and 2? Like, I personally thought the stage design took a little step back from Sonic 2, because Sonic 2 was, more focused on speed, but I think they tried to focus the stage design in Sonic 3 on both speed and exploration, but a little more on exploration.
I didn't think of that when I was playing it.
Right.
I was looking at the art and design and whatnot. I thought it was way better than 2.
Oh, really?
Like but an entire league from the first game.
Yeah.
I thought it was, like you said, it kind of took a step back from 2, but I think they did that because of the addition of Knuckles. They wanted to have some sort of incentive for you to be able to use the stuff that Knuckles has in terms of like abilities and stuff like that. So they couldn't just focus on, making Sonic-oriented stages.
Right.
And for someone like myself who would just rather play like speed stages all day, like it felt a little too much, but it's still something I enjoyed.
Yeah, because I remember the stages being like really long in this game in comparison to 2 and 1.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of a downfall for someone like me who's just kind of like, okay, I'm going to play this for like 30, 40 minutes and then go on with the rest of my day. But it wasn't, they're not bad by any means.
Oh yeah, they're excellent.
Sonic 2 just got it perfect for me, and then Sonic 3 wasn't like quite perfect for me in particular.
Yeah, like what I did like about the stage design, well, actually the game itself is, like Sonic has that insta shield, like right before, like it like made it a lot easier to fight Robotnik at the end of each stage.
I didn't know what it was for.
Oh really?
I thought it was like an extra spin or whatever.
Like Sonic and someone spark of electricity.
Oh yeah, and the shields had like their own special properties.
Yeah,
the fire
shields were different.
Yeah, those power-ups were pretty rad. Like that's one of the things, especially that magnetic one that was
the electric.
Oh yeah, that helped a lot. Yeah,
like that was pretty amazing, especially like if you had all the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah,
and so
Yeah, and also one thing about this game, the graphics are beautiful, like among the best of the Genesis, like even way better than Sonic 1 and 2 combined, I think.
Oh, totally, yeah. Sonic 3 definitely graphically looked great. Like Frank said earlier, the stages, the art, was leagues beyond and all that stuff. Like, that's totally true.
Yeah, I mean, it pushed...
Sprite work too.
Yeah, it like pushed the boundaries of the Genesis at the time. Oh yeah, and also in the carnival stage, like, did you know you had to, like, when you got on those spinning platforms, like, did you know you had to press up and down to move them?
That took me another week to figure
I didn't even know that.
What's going on?
I was like, I'm not...
You know what I'm talking about, Josh?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, it didn't take me a week to figure it out, but then again...
not a smart kid.
Well, then again, I wasn't... By the time I got that far in the game and played it that far, like, it was on an emulator or something. Like, I was a teenager, like, I wasn't, it was like my teenage brain versus like 8-year-old Frank brain, so like it was just kind of like, oh, this is weird, what am I supposed to do here? And I start pressing buttons and then, a couple seconds later I'm like, oh wait, this is doing this. Like,
Yeah, I remember I was just like really mad. I was like, why am I not going down? So I was just like mashing the controller, and then I just realized, oh wait, I press up, I go a little up. Okay, I discovered that, but damn, that was frustrating. It's not even mentioned like in the manual.
No.
Not at all.
You gotta use your little brain to figure it out.
Yeah. And so what'd you guys think of the music of this game compared to Sonic 1 and 2?
Loved it.
Yeah, it's great music. I think it's better in quality, but I don't find it as memorable, if you understand what I mean.
It was made by Michael Jackson.
I know, but still.
Unknowingly.
Yeah, no, it was, I'm not about to turn around and be all like, so by the way, Michael Jackson. By the way, Michael Jackson's music sucks. Like, not at all. Like, no, it was really good music in the game. It was really good altogether. Like, I can understand him not liking it, how it turned out so much because, of it being like chiptunes and whatnot in the 90s. Yeah. But it was still, just going into it as a video game. Great music and just a total fit for, the first 3-4 Sonic games, all together.
Oh yeah, so what'd you guys actually think of the bonus stages this time around?
Wait, which ones?
The spear.
So not the other special stages. You were talking about the sphere ones where you get.
Not the like gumball machine.
Gumball machine and the electric ball.
Yeah. The Chaos Emerald ones.
Yeah, the Chaos Emeralds.
That's my favorite. The 3 of them.
Yeah, I think they were like really fun. Like I liked when if you like do like a perfect square, then all the spears turn to rings in that section.
That was pretty much my favorite type of special stage, and really the first time I'd ever started going out of my way to find special stages. Yeah. And when I found a way to be able to, which I guess we'll talk about it later in the episode, when I found a way to be able to just play the special stages all the time, like that was absolutely crazy. And there was actually times for a while there, even as an adult, where I would just play the special stages. Yeah. Just like, I'm in the mood for some Sonic, and I would just play the special stages.
Okay, so I know you guys actually played this when Sonic and Knuckles was out, but back when the game first came out, like, I thought this game, like, literally only had 6 stages, but then when I put in the stage select code, it showed all these extra stages. I'm like, how do I access that? But yeah, it felt really, really short, obviously, playing all these 6 stages. You have this final showdown with Robotnik, which isn't as good as Sonic 2's final encounter, but I didn't know that there was still more of the game that was supposed to come out.
Isn't it weird? It was supposed to be one big game, but I guess it was just too big.
Yeah, from what I heard, Sega wanted the game out by Groundhog Day in 1994, and so they had to rush it. And so they had to add the rest of the game in Sonic and Knuckles like later in the year.
Which turned out better for them anyway, because then they could use the lock-on as an excuse to hook it up to other Sonic games and stuff.
Exactly.
Or just Sonic 2 anyway. 3 and 2.
Yeah, when Sonic and Knuckles was announced, I think like in fall of '94, I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. And I think we get to play those hidden stages in Sonic 3, but they weren't really hidden stages because they were supposed to be part of the full game.
Right, yeah, no, that was, and you know what, I never knew the stage select code back then, so like...
It was really hard to put in.
So I didn't even ever come across that listing of stages or anything like that.
Yeah.
By the time I had known about Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles and all that stuff, it was pretty much all kind of within the same time period. So, there was never a point where I was just kind of like, here's Sonic 3. Oh my god, they're making a Sonic and Knuckles? Like, it was just kind of like one big piece of news for me.
Yeah, because I remember I actually rented Sonic and Knuckles in '95, but I didn't rent it with Sonic 3 yet. So I just played that, and I was really excited to play as Knuckles. So I was really excited to play as Knuckles. I first beat Sonic and Knuckles with Knuckles, then I went back and beat it with everybody else.
Yeah, it's weird that when you play as Knuckles, he can't play like all the stages. You get the last stages. Sky Sanctuary, and that's it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but if you play as like Sonic, you get to go on the Death Egg.
Death Egg, and then if you get all the Emeralds,
you go into Doomsday Zone.
My favorite.
Yeah, because I rented the game again in like the summer of '95 with Sonic 3, so I spent like $10 of my parents' money to rent both of the games, and I played the whole thing, and it was amazing.
Did you get Hypersonic?
Yep, I got Hypersonic. I got
Super Knuckles,
yeah.
Super Tails.
I'd gotten Hypersonic through like codes and stuff like that, like later on. But one problem I had with like hyper characters in general is like in like platforming, like platforming sections, that was just so difficult. Like I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm Hypersonic, nothing can kill me.
yeah, especially in like the Sandopolis zone, I think being one of the hyper characters, it was a little more difficult.
Yeah. Oh, and when you were hyper, you had the special shield properties, except for the magnetic pool, of course. You go up, down, and burst forward, and like when you flash, every time you double jumped, all the enemies would just die on the screen. You didn't have to hit them; it's just on the screen.
Yeah, but also the problem with being hyper and super in this game, because since the game encourages more exploration, like Josh said, it's easy to fall down.
Yeah,
in a hole.
Definitely.
Yeah, like I remember the lava reef zone. Like I would fall down all the time, but it was an awesome zone.
Well, one thing that was cool about it though is you could actually like choose when you decided to go super, and that you had to like double jump to do it this time, rather than just like jump and all of a sudden da 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 da.
Boom.
Yeah, also what I thought too, like the bonus stages, once you hook up Sonic and Knuckles, are definitely a lot harder than the previous ones in the original 6 levels, but they're also every bit as fun.
Oh man, I remember one of them, like you would jump on one of those yellow-orange spheres, and it would just propel you forward.
Yeah.
One of the levels, you had to go on one of those, bounce off of a bumper, and bounce off of another bumper. And then you had to go left and right at the right time.
Yeah.
And it was like that for like a good 4 times, and it took forever to master that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like
I remember that one.
Because you cheated.
No, but I liked playing those stages.
Yeah, like when I first played it, I couldn't get all the Chaos Emeralds on my first run, but then I played it over and over, then I was able to get the Chaos Emeralds.
Did it blow your mind when you found out that you can get a Super Emerald?
Yeah, I remember. What?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Super Emeralds. Super Dragon Balls. Who's copying who now?
Even though this game came out over 20 years before Super Dragon Ball.
Was the Master Emerald in 3 or Knuckles?
I know it was a Knuckles.
Knuckles?
Yeah.
The Master Emerald.
Yeah. And also, I remember the last battles with Robotnik. In this game were really epic. On the Death Egg.
The Death Egg, and then
in the Doomsday Zone, when you're Super Sonic, you're chasing after him.
I was losing my shit.
I was like, ah!
No, because I've beaten Sonic and Knuckles 3 a lot, but never, almost hardly ever with emeralds. Yeah. And like I beat him like, I beat the game, and then all of a sudden Doomsday. Like, what? Holy shit! Losing it.
Yep.
What was it? Another instance of Matt! Look at this! We're chasing Robotnik in space!
In space! The Hedgehog in space!
Space. Oh yeah, so did you guys ever play Sonic and Knuckles hooked up with Sonic 2?
Yeah.
Having Knuckles climb in the chemical plant zone.
I have him climb anywhere.
Yeah, climb anywhere.
Yeah, it was just pretty cool being able to have him like, okay, well, I remember this part. Well, now I'm just going to climb past this and then glide past everything. Because... Oh, wait, I'm 8. But you!
So I found out about the Super Emeralds and how to beat Metal Sonic.
Oh yeah, like they had,
All by accident with Knuckles.
yeah, they had a different Metal Sonic in this game.
Oh yeah, and Sonic. Oh, that's my favorite.
Aside from Sonic CD.
It's so badass.
Yeah, he's like Metal Sonic from Sonic CD on steroids.
Yeah, I mean, I like
On steroids?
I like the Sonic CD Metal Sonic best, but yeah, the one in Sonic the one in Sonic 3 and Knuckles was
The
really,
rejected orphan from Dr. Robot.
Yeah, like I felt the Metal Sonic in this game was like the Sonic Terminator,
Yeah, definitely.
the Sonic Nader.
And now you can only you can fight them with Knuckles or as Knuckles, which I thought was a good spin on it.
Yeah. He finally got
Get it?
Yeah.
Spin. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, guys.
Although I did find Robotnik at the end of Sonic 2 as Knuckles a little more difficult because
Yeah, because you can't jump.
yeah,
as
you
high.
can't jump as high, so you have to get him when he's really low.
Yeah, or you can hit him while he's still up.
Yeah.
But like, it's like
So it makes the battle.
almost pixel perfect.
Yeah, it makes the battle take a lot longer.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so yeah, final thoughts on Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Like, I love this game. I think it's one of the best Sonic games, but I'm gonna have to say Sonic 2 is a little better for me since, you know, Sonic 2 is just an easier game to just put in and play, where with Sonic 3, you know, it requires a lot more investment, like more exploration, like you have to play it a lot longer. In my
But
opinion.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles have saved games.
Yeah, which is true.
It's easier to play. You can be like, I could just stop playing this game for right now and come back and go on that same level rather than starting the whole game over.
Yeah, that is true, but you know, but for Sonic 2, I just put in the stage like
It even saves the Chaos Emeralds that you get.
My favorite part is locking it onto Sonic 1 or pretty much any other Sega game.
Oh yeah.
So I can just play the special stages all the time.
Yeah.
Like 255 of them or something like that. It's
I think it just
crazy
kept going.
configurations. There was a limit, but
Yeah.
there was just like so many that like, you know, there's no way to memorize.
Yeah, because I remember hooking it up to Emperor of Rome, I hooked it up to Altered Beast, and I hooked it up to Beyond Oasis.
I hosted it to Power Rangers and was disappointed.
I think
there no special
Power
stage?
Rangers was one of the ones I hooked it up to also, just to see what would happen. And I think that was the day that I discovered that, because I was over at a friend's house, and we were playing both Sonic games and we were playing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, like that fighting game on the Genesis, and and we hooked up Sonic and Knuckles to Power Rangers, and that's when I found out you could do the thing where you could play the special stages like all the time. And I was like, what? It was kind of like that. It's that exact noise. So.
Yeah, so Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3, you can get these on like any Sega compilation. You can get them on the Virtual Console. You can even play it on your phone.
I mean, I don't know if you play it well, but yes.
Oh yeah,
you
we'll
can
play it well. Yeah, not on the phone, but yeah. I mean, I guess I'll just rebuy it for Nintendo Switch if they do a Sonic compilation.
How many times am I gonna have to buy Metal Slug?
I remember I did buy the DS Sonic compilation and played this on there, so maybe I'll buy it again.
Yeah, I'll probably end up grabbing it again eventually.
Yeah.
Like, just you get an itch for it once in a while, you know.
Yeah. Welcome to Awesome Video Game Memories, where we talk about awesome memories about video games. I'm Ryan.
I'm Josh.
Player 3 Frank.
And the game we're talking about today is Sonic CD.
It's Sonic on a CD.
Oh, I get it.
Right, yeah, so Sonic CD, what was your first exposure to this game?
Played it last month, so that's about it.
Wow.
Actually playing it, seeing
Like-
it's like
right.
Yeah, no, I mean, I never knew anybody with the Sega CD, so I never played it when I was younger, but I always knew it existed. It was probably, I can't remember if it was the Sonic Mega Collection or the Gems Collection that it was on for GameCube, but that was the first time I played it.
Right, so my first exposure to Sonic CD was obviously through EGM and GamePro magazine. Well, I didn't know anyone who owned a Sega CD except for one guy who wouldn't let us play it. But I remember seeing it in the magazines and it looked really, really cool. But by the time Sonic 3 was announced, I think Sonic 3 overshadowed a lot of Sonic CD because more kids had a Genesis, obviously.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And I didn't exactly get to play it until Sonic Gems Collection, like you, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if there was any options between Japanese music and English music. I don't know.
Right.
But I know we'll get into that later.
Right.
Yeah, so just like Frank, pretty recently I played through Sonic CD on the PS3. I got the 2011 HD edition, which has both the Japanese and the English soundtracks. And the big thing that was advertised in Sonic CD was the whole time travel aspect. Like, what did you guys think of that?
I think it was executed wrong.
Okay, how so?
Well, when I first started it, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I saw
Right.
something that said future. I was like, what? Or past. And then I got to a point where it started clicking. Like, oh, you get the sign that goes either future or past, and you go fast enough, long enough, you go to that specific destination.
You know, kind of like Back to the Future, where you have to go 88 miles an hour.
Yeah. But the thing is, the level design, it's not designed for you to go fast enough for long.
Yeah, exactly. Like, one of the big problems I had with the whole time travel aspect too, the level design of this game, there's your fast levels, like the beginning, but a lot of the times when these signs come up and you try to go fast, there's going to be an obstacle or an enemy, like, they'll just hit you right out of it right before you can go back into time warp.
No, I think that was supposed to be like part of the challenge of it, and maybe it's not like quite properly executed. It's not like today where you have a tutorial to tell you what to do first. You have to read the instructions. But I didn't think at the time, and this was like back when GameCube was still relevant.
Right.
I didn't GameCube and PS2. The way it was executed was good for its time.
Right.
But I don't think it aged well.
Right.
But it was pretty fun though, having like a specific reason to use the peel out as opposed to the spin dash.
Oh yeah, I like the peel out.
The peel out was like my favorite.
Yeah, I remember seeing the peel out in the magazines. I was like, oh man, I wish I could do that on the Genesis.
Just a little like infinity motion of his feet and all that stuff. And that was pretty cool.
I prefer the spin dash.
I mean, it's more useful, but I just think like the peel out looks super cool.
Yeah, but the problem I had with the peel out is you can easily run into an enemy, unlike the spin dash where you can spin at least into an enemy and kill it.
Right, it was more, the spin dash, like I said, it's more useful.
Yeah.
But yeah, peel out looks pretty good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
I agree.
Yeah, with the time travel, I think my first time through the game, I was only able to get like the good feature in like one level.
I think I got a couple, but
I went out of my way to make sure that I got the good future in like all the levels and everything.
Okay. I got no time.
I had lots of time for that, like over 10 years ago.
Right.
So I made sure, and I got that, and I got the good ending and everything.
Oh, okay. So you got the good ending.
I was hardcore invested in Sonic CD for a little bit.
Okay.
And
which is why you probably have more affection towards it than me and Frank do.
Yeah, like I consider it like one of the better Sonic games out there. And I don't know if I'd go through all of that now, but like at the time, like it was it was something that I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah, because I know our friend Scott from Team 4-Star says Sonic CD is his favorite Sonic game of all time.
I think Sonic Sonic games in general don't have very good exploration.
Yeah, that's true. There's some, like, I don't know. I thought Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, like I think that had probably the best in terms of exploration.
Like with Sonic CD, like at least in my opinion, I think it does a little bit more exploration than obviously Sonic 1 and 2, but they really want you to do this time travel thing, but they put so many obstacles in the way, preventing it from being executed properly.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts on Amy Rose and Mecha Sonic?
Amy Rose, I don't give a shit about Amy Rose.
Amy Rose being introduced, that kind of added to Sonic's like 90s tude, doesn't give a crap about anything. And also, Sonic being like a character that's like aimed at children, particularly little boys, there's like the whole like girls have cooties sort of aspect of things. Like, cooties are gonna hold me back from gotta go fast. You know, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much like the whole storyline of that. You know, but at the same time, you know, he's not some heartless monster. So like when bad stuff did happen to Amy Rose, like he was all like, oh yeah, I guess I gotta go.
Well, it's not the dynamic that Mario and the princess have.
Right.
Because it really feels like when you play this game, Sonic doesn't really care about Amy Rose, but he just rescues her, just out of some sense of justice.
You can just imagine, it's like, here we go.
I mean, like Mario and Peach, like Mario's like a blue collar working man, you know, like he's too busy, you know, like with his mustache and his, you know, going down pipes and stuff like that, like to, you know, try and like have tude. You know, Sonic was, you know, he was supposed to be like that, like, yeah, homework is dumb and adults are stupid, you know, kind of character.
Yeah, just like the 90s.
Yeah. So like that explains exactly why he wasn't all like, I'm going to have a responsible and healthy relationship with the opposite sex. Like that's not really, you know, that doesn't really like go down like that 90s boy sort of thing. But Mecha Sonic on the other hand.
Yeah,
was it Mecha Sonic or Metal Sonic? I don't even remember.
It's Mecha?
Because I think they called him because he's the blue one, right?
Yeah.
Which he's called Metal Sonic in like other things, right?
Oh yeah, he's Metal Sonic.
Yeah,
I think
Metal
it's
Sonic. So Metal
Mecha
Sonic.
Sonic is, I think, what fans refer to as Sonic 3's Metal.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Which
yeah.
is the better version.
No.
Yes.
Metal Sonic is the best.
I actually do like Metal Sonic a lot. He's like, I remember Sonic 2's Metal Sonic at the end of the game just looked like this gigantic
That's the
gorilla.
Silver Sonic.
Silver Sonic.
Fans refer to that as the Silver Sonic.
And then Sonic 3's Mecha Sonic, yeah, he looked a bit too exaggerated.
I'd like it look badass.
But I do like the design of Metal Sonic from Sonic CD a lot, because he just
the
looks
design
like
is
Sonic.
what I like.
Yeah, I will agree with you. Metal Sonic does look like he actually belongs in the universe rather than Mecha Sonic.
Like there was Sonic Adventure DX. I unlocked Metal Sonic as like a playable character, I think, and I think that's where I got him. And like that's really, and I played that before I played Sonic CD. So like I think my love for Metal Sonic probably comes more from that, and maybe like Sonic the Fighters and Sonic R and whatnot. You know, where the other robot Sonics, they never really got featured in anything else.
Yeah, my big disappointment with Metal Sonic though is at the end of the game where you have to race him, and that's kind of it. Like there isn't like an extra Metal Sonic boss fight.
You know, I thought the race was more appropriate
Oh, really?
than like a knockdown, drag out fight.
That does make sense. Yeah.
Like because Sonic's all about like gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
And
Gotta
then
go
there's-
fast.
Yeah, and then there's, you know, this like blue rocket jet powered version of him that, you know, just flies along supersonic style.
Well, yeah, I mean,
And like it's kind of like it kind of goes back to that core theme of like technology versus nature and like environmentalism versus industrialism and stuff like that, to have like a race instead, especially since Sonic's speed is supposed to be his thing. Now if it was like Metal Knuckles or something, then I could see it turning into like this like Dragon Ball Z like fly around and hit each other sort of fight. So
Metal Tails would just be a chess match
that's chess man. Then it would be like
in the sky.
no, it would be like one of those reality shows where like you have to like where you get a bunch of people together and they have to like build stuff in a junkyard or whatever. Like it would be like building and I don't know, or it would be like video game speed running or something like that. Like that would be it.
well, I guess I'm just too old school of a Sonic fan to accept that this was just a race, and I wanted Sonic and him to like butt heads, like, you know, roll into him and shit like that.
It was the race though. It's not a race. It was the race.
And it was a great race.
Yeah.
I died so many times, but it felt epic.
So I mean, I wouldn't have like hated if there was a boss fight. I was like, it totally ruins the theme of Sonic the Hedgehog and all of its deeper meanings. But I think the race was extremely appropriate, and it's one of those things that they didn't really have in any of the other Sonic games.
Yeah, that is true.
So, and that's probably one of the reasons why Sonic CD stands out for me, is that race. Especially since they have like the animated cutscenes and all that stuff of the race. Like, that's pretty cool.
And actually, speaking of the anime cutscenes, what did you guys think about those? Around the time this game came out in 1993, we already had, both of the Sonic cartoons, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic SatAM. And I personally thought that the animation was definitely better than Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, not as good as SatAM, but it had its own unique style.
Yeah, well, the thing that distinguished Japanese illustrations and animations of Sonic from like American ones is that like American Sonic like had just like a mohawk of like straight quill that was just like on one plane, where one thing I really liked about the design from like Japanese illustrations and from like the cutscenes and whatnot in Sonic CD is the fact that they just did this whole like boom like set of spikes that just go all over the place, and it kind of gives them like, I don't know, it seems like it would be less streamlined, but it feels even more streamlined in a weird sort of way. And I don't know, there's just kind of like this added depth to it and everything. Plus, I mean, it's anime, and like 90s anime animation just blows anything else out of the water in terms of American animation. Like, there really wasn't like a good comparison until probably like after 2000 between American animation and Japanese animation.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Frank, what did you think?
I would say at the time it would have been appropriate, but now that I think about it, I think it pulls away from the actual game. You know how you see 3D models in a 2D like anime series or cartoon series?
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah, that's a good point.
Something like that. But you do have a point. I think that the animation design for the character design for Sonic in this game has a more family-friendly feel to it rather than in the other Sonic ones.
Yeah, I mean, I like SatAM, and I did still get up and watch like reruns of like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog like early in the morning, like before going to school and whatnot. But like that anime Sonic, like that's pretty rad, and I'm really glad that like anime Sonic for like that and like that Toei like OVA has been kind of pulled for the recent trailer we saw for Sonic Mania.
Oh yeah.
And like, because that's like my favorite Sonic design.
Can't get boners in front of the TV.
It's like that's like my favorite Sonic design. Like the modern Sonic design. Like I feel like if they just shortened up his quills,
his quills are too long,
so that they're not like hanging back and like drooping down.
But he needs to be radical, man.
But that was radical for like 6 months in like the 90s, like that. Like if they just pull it back just a little bit so they're not drooping down anymore, it kind of took from that Toei Sonic. Like modern Sonic would be a lot more rad looking.
But how will the people know that he's about speed?
Because Toei Sonic actually looks faster, just in the way they just kind of like do more of the straight lines and stuff like that. They don't really curve it off so much with those quills. I don't know. Maybe the quills just have more movement and whatnot in the modern style. But yeah, that Sonic is pretty much my favorite Sonic design, and I wish that was like the official like regular Sonic design.
Yeah, me too. Man can dream, can't he?
Or just play Sonic Mania.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of the 90s, what did you guys think of the soundtrack? Because this game was very, very 90s.
Oh, I did not like the Japanese soundtrack. American version's way better.
Actually, I do prefer, the Sonic Boom as opposed to Japanese.
Yeah, it's just so like, the tone of it is like completely off for the Japanese versions of it.
I think the Japanese version sounds very Japanese. And, believe in yourself, sort of thing. Like, I don't know, like Japanese trying to be American is what it sounds like. And there is that quality in and of itself.
But what about during gameplay?
Yeah, that's very 90s.
Yeah.
It is.
That's what I'm going for.
And what I'm saying is like that and the in-game music too, like that quality of like Japanese trying to come off as American but coming off even more Japanese for it. You know, like that quality, there's something about it that I think it's kind of endearing. I don't know, like it's something like it hits like some sort of soft spot for me, and I think it's great. Like in the same sense that when you see some kooky like American thing try and do Japanese stuff and they just do it completely wrong and it's totally Americanized, but for some reason you just still, despite all of the wrong things about it, you just still kind of like find something sort of endearing about it. That's what it's like. But in terms of just general quality, I don't have much of a preference in terms of in-game music between Japanese and American, but I do prefer Sonic Boom for like the opening and ending music.
Right. I will agree with you on that one.
Sonic Boom.
But have you ever heard of the US soundtrack to it? Like
Yeah.
while playing?
Yeah, like I said, between the two, like I don't really have a preference with in-game music. Because none of the music, like while I said, you know, all that great stuff about like the Japanese soundtrack and everything like that, like I get those feelings when I hear it, but none of those songs were classic enough for me to just sit there and just hum them.
Yeah.
The way I would for
It's
Sonic 1,
forgettable.
Sonic 2, Sonic 3.
Yeah, I mean, it was like I can just like grab like a random 90s song CDs and that's the soundtrack for Sonic CD.
It's forgettable.
Yeah. Alright, so what did you guys think of the Robotnik boss battles? Like, I personally thought, like, there were some hard ones, like the one like in the casino type level, but
Jesus Christ.
but I did think, like, once you get the patterns down for most of the Robotnik battles, they're not too hard, and they give you like a lot of rings before most of the battles, especially the last Robotnik.
I honestly just don't remember a whole lot of Robotnik battles in general in the Sonic games. Like the one that like really sticks out to me is usually just like the comes in, ball drops down, ball starts swinging. Like that's what I remember. Or you know, at the end of a game, you know, like Robotnik running away faster than Sonic, that sort of thing, and just that sort of nonsense. Or like the giant robot from the end of Sonic 2, like. But just general Robotnik boss fights, they don't really stick out in my mind at all, ever. So I really don't have much of an opinion. And I guess maybe that's to say they are forgettable in general for me in terms of just classic Sonic games.
Right.
Yeah, well, their boss battles here were more difficult than any other of the Sonic games I've played. Like the treadmill one.
Oh yeah, the treadmill.
Like, what am I supposed to do here? I don't know what's supposed to do. Oh, you clever mofos.
Yeah, like a lot of the boss battles in this game, you kind of had to think a little outside the box.
Yeah.
You just couldn't run up to Robotnik and hit him.
Yeah. But I will say I was very disappointed with the last Robotnik boss.
And I wish like Metal Sonic was part of that last battle.
Yeah.
What are your final thoughts on Sonic CD? Like, I personally think it's a great game, but it feels more like a tribute to the Sonic games rather than an actual Sonic game because it was developed by a different team than the main Sonic games.
I think that's a good way of putting it. I think with it being so easily available to obtain right now on various platforms for not that much, that it's definitely something a Sonic fan should try.
Right.
You know, especially a fan that likes the classic games already, as opposed to it being their first exposure to the classic games. It's something they should try out. They should, you know, go through, whether they get like the full good ending or not, whatever. Just play around a little bit, have some fun with it, don't take it too seriously. But if it was something that was like terribly difficult to find or whatever, or what hadn't been re-released on any recent platforms, you know, I wouldn't tell people to go out of their way to get it compared to something like Sonic 2 or Sonic 3 and Knuckles, because I think even though Sonic CD is one of my absolute favorites, I don't think it's the like greatest representation of classic Sonic, you know.
Right.
Yeah. It's not the worst,
game I've played, but it's not the best. One of the best games I've played. It's kind of in the middle, unfortunately, but when you play it after you've played 1, 2, and 3, it's like it's a step backwards. And it does feel like some not terrible, but a decent fan base made it. You know, it kind of has almost that feel to it.
Well, what if you played Sonic CD between like 1 and 2?
Between 1 and 2?
Like if you played Sonic 1, and then you played Sonic CD, and then you played Sonic 2, like would that feel like a decent progression of mechanics and gameplay?
I think you might have a point there, yeah.
Like it's kind of like a Sonic 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually does feel more like Sonic 1.5.
Because I mean, I can see how you call it like a step backwards in like Sonic 3 and Knuckles or something.
Mm-hmm.
And Sonic 2 is probably, out of the Genesis games, like my favorite.
Yeah.
So I think Sonic 1.5 is probably a good
Sonic 2 like looks better, like not only the characters but like the whole game design, color schemes and whatnot. And Sonic CD, it kind of like it lacks that.
So I don't know, Ryan. What about you?
Yeah, I definitely say Sonic CD, it's a great game. It's, although not on the level of Sonic 1, 2, and 3, but it's definitely a lot better than a lot of the modern Sonic games in my opinion.
Yeah, I can hardly remember any of the levels in that game, in Sonic CD. I think the only one is the jazz level, is what I call it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The jazz level with the vines and shit.
Yeah, that one. I remember that.
That was weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember a lot of stages for Sonic games I actually liked, like, you know, Sonic Rush. Like, I loved that game on the DS, and like, I don't remember a ton of stages for it, but that's just me.
Hey everybody, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, especially subscribe, and make sure to click on that notification bell so you know when we release new videos, because YouTube's probably not going to tell you. And if you want to see me play games live, make sure to follow me at twitch.tv/BattleGeekPlus, and if you have a Twitch Prime account, make sure to subscribe so you can get awesome perks like subscriber badges and much more. And if you want to support us, make sure to support us on patreon.com/Ryan Molina, because every dollar helps me bring you a better show. And also make sure to follow me on Twitter at @ThatRyanMolina and at BattleGeekPlus. And also make sure to check out the official Battle Geek Plus website for a complete listing of our books, merchandise, t-shirts, and a lot more. Alright, thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out these other videos right here. Thanks and take care.